China's military has announced another round of drills off the waters and airspace around Taiwan. The exercises, which came in response to the visit of US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, were originally slated to have wrapped up by the end of last week. For more analysis, I want to bring in Bradley Bowman now, Senior Director of the Center on Military and Political Power at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Great to have you with us, Bradley, once again. How disruptive have these exercises been so far?
The foreign minister of Taiwan has said that life continues basically per normal in Taiwan, but I think, to be honest, he's putting a brave face on this. I mean, they have the most significant military exercises in the seas and skies surrounding Taiwan in decades. Let's be clear, Beijing is threatening an attack or invasion. And so, this is the free people of Taiwan who want to be able to determine how they live. And this Beijing is saying that, no, we're going to put you under our authoritarian rule, just like they have in Hong Kong. And so these exercises, no doubt, have been extraordinary in terms of the number of ships, number of aircraft, the number of missiles launched, one of which at least reportedly even flew right over Taiwan, and some of which landed in Japan's exclusive economic zone. And now they're extending these exercises. So, Pelosi's holding meetings and China's launching war games. So that shows for me kind of the disproportionality of all this.
Bradley, you point to the fact that these are indeed very large-scale military drills that we're seeing being carried out right now. Do you think that they could be used, for example, to try and get Taipei to toe the line without Beijing necessarily invading? I mean, you mentioned Hong Kong there, for example.
Absolutely. No, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, the purpose here is to bully, coerce, intimidate, to create fear. Beijing would rather accomplish its political objectives without a war, no doubt about it. But it was also clear to me, as someone who's looked at this for years, is that if they have to, they will use military force. And that's exactly what they're rehearsing as we speak. Whether that's a major assault with amphibious landings, think D-Day style, or whether it's missile attacks, or whether it's a blockade. As we speak right now in the seas and skies around Taiwan, they're practicing all of that. Other than the amphibious assaults, but they have the ships in place. And I would note that 6 of the areas where they're conducting the maritime exercises, 4 of those are just offshore from potential amphibious landing sites. So this is really an extraordinary opportunity for Beijing to practice what an attack would look like. But I would also add that the United States is collecting a lot of valuable intelligence at the same time.
Are we any closer to understanding what the United States would actually do militarily if Beijing was to go ahead and launch that invasion, which, they are potentially practicing for?
It's a good question, and you'd think there would be an easy answer to this, but as some of your viewers may know, that the policy of the United States for decades across bipartisan administrations has been one of strategic ambiguity, being deliberately vague about how we respond. Why? Because we don't want Taiwan to declare independence, which would likely invite that attack, but we also don't want China to think that they conduct it and have us not respond. And so we've tried to play this mushy middle ground, if you will, but a lot of people in Washington are increasingly asking, in light of the eroding balance of power in the Taiwan Strait, in light of the aggressive behavior by Beijing, whether that policy still makes sense.